Freak is up YouTube.
Wait, we didn't plan that.
Nah, we did
For
not
real.
plan that. But yo, hold my man head, please, bro.
You know he be doing the.
Yeah, hold his head. Whatchamacallit? Freak is up YouTube.
We got babies, so we gotta do baby talk.
Yeah, we can't be. You know, y'all know our normal
Gotta set
intro.
up the example from early.
Oh God, but the ones that who been watching us for sure, if y'all know our intro, write it down in the comment section.
Ooh,
For those of you who's new, to the channel, you know,
that's not the real intro.
I'm your boy Luxe,
And I'm your girl Nattie.
and we coming at y'all with some major bangers. All of our content is straight raw content, honest content. Ain't no fluff, and you know what I mean.
You gonna see
Ain't no
the baby
fluff
head in a few of them.
Yeah, and the baby, you know, you see the baby's hand there, but we just about to do a reaction on this. Should say the end of J. Oh damn, I'm cursing. This says.
That's what I was gonna say.
This says
that we try to do baby talk, but sometimes it'd be like for example, we could be
it
like,
just slipped.
"Oh," and then we'd be like, damn, we cursed.
It slipped. But this one say the end of Jake Paul. Now, I hate content like this. Not that I hate content. Let me rephrase that. It's like I feel like this is about Jake Paul losing his boxing match or whatever like that. But
I mean that's the only thing he doing right now, right? Is he on YouTube?
He's still on. I think he got. I don't know what he do. All I
know
know
his
is
brother is.
All I know is this. It says the end of Jake Paul, and you know I don't think it's the end of nobody. Like he'll be alright. So, but I let's see what they talk about.
Right. Look how young.
So it has been close to a decade since Jake Paul started gaining popularity online alongside his brother Logan. And no matter how you feel about this guy, whether you are his biggest hater or biggest fan, you have to at the very least acknowledge the longevity of his career. Because in this internet space, you have people come and go every single year, every single month, every single week. It is insanely hard to stay relevant online because there are constantly newer, younger personalities emerging hungry and gunning for your spot. And on top of that, the trends are always shifting, and what might be the most popular content style online, along with the algorithm, is always being altered. For Jake, it all really started when he was posting videos on a platform called Vine, which was basically the original TikTok.
Snow. I like
A
snow.
long time ago.
Oh, ew.
This is where he and Logan discovered they had a knack for going viral, and from here they would never really look back. Soon Jake would find himself starring in a Disney Channel show, along with Olivia Rodrigo, called Bizarre
I did not
Park.
know that.
Heyo, I'm Jake Paul from Bizarre Park, and you're watching Disney
He
Channel.
was on Disney
No
Channel.
looker, first ever. Oh, nailed it.
And to be
I did
honest,
not
their
know
acting
that.
was already pretty on par with what you would expect out of most children's television
Yeah,
programs.
both of them.
Dirk and Kirk. You have a sister named Smirk.
Who do you work for? Sorry, Kirk, but thanks to Paige, I'm not doing dangerous dares anymore. Only safe ones.
What have you done to dare me, bro?
Being on this show would give Jake yet another boost in popularity,
That's
but
why
it would
he's so
also put him in
famous.
this
I never
box
knew
where
that
his
was on Disney
audience was
Channel.
essentially all children, with most young adults not taking him or his outlandish content seriously at all.
That's the house that Team 10. That's the house that I told you about. That's the name. I never used to remember the name, but the house was called Team 10.
10.
Yeah.
Yo, I never even knew about the Jake, the Logans, none of them.
I
I
did
swear.
not
I might
know-
have came across their content before, but I never knew it was them. Like they were that big,
I did not know they was on Disney Channel. I've always known them from YouTube.
right?
But they used to have that house. It's like an AMP house. It's like
That's
a
lit.
Team 10, but it was like way more people at AMP. AMP kept it like close, a close circle. They used to have like, and then if people used to leave, more other people used to come in.
They'll bring like new
Yeah.
people.
But there was a lot of drama. That's why, like, you know, they stopped doing it.
That's crazy lit, bro. I wish I kind of grew up like around
Me
a group
too.
of dudes that was like
Well, first
crazy
of all,
like that.
I used to like dream being in Disney Channel, but like
You might do persuasion one day.
no, but like in Puerto Rico, obviously there wasn't even auditions out there, so for that shit.
Team 10, huh?
Yeah, we gotta look up videos about this so you can see how
He
it
and
was.
his brother knew this, but they didn't care because they were making fat stacks of cash, so they played right into the character.
Oh, Logan, if you go in, I'll give you your money back.
Yeah, they
It's
used to do
literally
crazy
disgusting.
shit
Hurry
like
up,
that.
Logan. The cops are coming. I think that's what he's saying. It's really nasty in there. My brother is savage. Get in that
In public.
Everything
why they
Jake
were so
did was the
famous.
definition of
Their content was
hyperbole and
crazy.
downright overreaction. In short, he was loud, disrespectful, and annoying to anyone over the age of 12 years old.
Exactly.
And also, they have these free segways here.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, you can just drive it. Are you calling the police? Yeah. Get out. My name is Jeff. Run!
Now from here, Jake's ego would swell like an overinflated balloon destined to pop. He became rich and famous, and quickly he would rise to become one of the most popular.
I don't care what nobody say. If you having fun like that,
Exactly.
and you enjoy what you doing,
People are sensitive.
freak what anybody think of you, for real, man.
Yeah.
Freak what anybody think
I mean,
of you.
I don't. Disclaimer. They might have done really fucked up shit that we don't know about, but from what we can see there, it was just all like for fun and games.
Man. I'm with it.
The only thing that I don't
Blur,
agree
yet
from the
polarizing
Logan brothers,
figures on
obviously,
YouTube.
is, like,
If you're new
that
here, I want to make sure you
controversy
guys are smiling. I want to make sure you're
that-
working hard. I want to make sure you're.
Jake Paul recorded a dead body. Because obviously, hello, that's disrespectful, but. And it's a whole lot that goes into that. But aside from that,
Grabbing on them haters. And the Jake Paul has hit 10 milli. But I remember one day I was like, I'm gonna
10
vlog
milli
and,
at
and
that
be the best
point.
vlogger there is. And then the next day, I got a camera and started vlogging. And then 324 days later, I broke a record.
And at this time, he was also involved in several shady business
That was the
ventures
house,
he
I
was
think.
promoting to his audience.
So basically, there's this thing on the internet called mystery boxes. You buy them, you don't know what's gonna be in them. They come to your house, you
always
open it
wanted
up,
to
and
do
it's
one
a
of those
mystery!
boxes.
You could get a pile of or you could get a Rolls Royce.
Which obviously a lot of people had a problem with. So he was constantly beefing with people like Rice Gum, H3H3, and even his own brother. It is not an understatement to suggest that people online hated him and his brother Logan, and after the Japan incident, they both had a serious stain on their reputation, despite Jake not even being involved in that whole situation. Only 2 months before Logan went to Japan,
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Jake would announce his Team 10 house, where he and 9 other influencers would all live in one of these
Those were
content
influencers.
houses that had become quite popular at the time.
Wow, I never thought I would say this, but welcome home, Jake Paulers. We made it, Mom! We flippin' made it!
To me, this is when Jake would kind of reach his tipping point of being out of control. He was making millions of dollars every single month, and so he felt like he could do anything in the name of creating content. It was like he had no regard for the feelings of anyone else and was going to do literally whatever he wanted to do. This led many people into thinking that he was a sociopath.
Disney Channel star Jake Paul is accused of making life miserable for his neighbors in fancy West Hollywood.
The next thing you knew, he would seriously be at war with his brother Logan. His Team
Yo.
10 house would absolutely fail with a lot of the members.
it's like
you're
a
a
David
kid.
Dobrik, like a fucking Steve-O from the fucking, what's the name of this shit?
You got the baby.
Babe, he don't know what I'm saying. What's the name of the
I don't know none of
OGs
them.
that used to do
Nope.
crazy shit? Well, them too, but they not the
Jackass.
OGs. Jackass, like shit like that.
Yo, but
People
that's the
just-
thing. Like, people hate on stuff like that, but it's like, bro,
Those are memories.
they were young.
Memories.
You know what I'm saying?
I wish I did shit like
Exactly. Like, why not?
that. Honestly,
live life.
I wish I did shit like that.
Live
because,
life, bro.
yeah.
If you, because I don't have the personality to do crazy stuff like
Me
that.
either, but I wish I did.
But I don't have. I just.
Cause honestly, you gonna just look back at that shit and laugh, like.
I mean, yes, but I'm so. I feel like I'm so considerate. I try to be considerate of others. I ain't gonna lie. I've always been that way. I try to be considerate of
I
others, so
get
I
it.
can't. For me to be in the store like yelling and screaming, I just feel like it's not in me. It's not. I would really be putting on the front if I did that. I gotta be lit. Like I gotta be
Like
super
what
lit.
type of lit?
Like lit, lit or off the drink. Like I can't just do that. Just
It's hot in here.
What happened to all these rest of them people? That was...
She was one of the girls that
was
were
creating a
involved in
negative
lot of
buzz around
drama.
his name, and he would start releasing some very questionable music.
Look at that house.
I'm here to double down.
That
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Soon his personal life would become very dark and lonely from the outside looking in. He had surrounded himself with yes men who were only interested in gaining clout, and it seemed like no one was really listening to his cries for help.
I'm in 4 lawsuits.
4?
And it consumes my life. What is Jake Paul right now? And like, where is this path? And like, I don't know what to do with my life.
And if you guys out there want to be listening in the highest quality, you have to check out the sponsor of today's video, Raycon. When Raycon approached me with this partnership, I was excited because I had already been using their earbuds for around the last...
Gotta skip that.
Raycon, I think that's Ray J's brand, actually.
Really?
The rapper.
year. Raycon is the best, and tons of fun has been holding to what's going on around me. Did I mention the earbuds have up to 8 hours of playtime for listening to...
Shout out to JAMARI for this video too.
Right.
Gotten them very sweaty, and they've never been off your Raycon purchase today. So nearing the end of 2018, it really seemed like Jake had no idea what direction he wanted to pivot in terms of making content. He was now overtly trying to steer away from this kid-friendly audience and persona, and it was not working.
Aren't you normally like a stepsister?
Normally a stepsister or a stepdaughter.
In short, it all seemed way too forced. Like when a kid goes through puberty and tries to play the edgy badass talking back to his parents. You know, everyone needs that smack in the face sometimes to wake them up. His music career was pretty much an unsustainable joke, and overall his popularity was waning, with many of his former fans now aging out of his content. It would take a boxing match.
I ain't gonna lie, I do remember there was a time everybody hated them both. Everybody hated them both. Like, when I tell you everybody was hating on them.
You damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
I know. I'm not saying it was right or wrong. I'm just saying I remember the time that
shit is crazy.
They like their fame went like, and then they.
I feel like that's just.
They redeemed themselves with the boxing, the podcast.
Your 15 minutes of fame. Like, what I can say is that whatever you post, because some of them posts just to go viral. And for me, that shit, it doesn't define you as a person. Like, I don't care what nobody say, it don't define you as a person. Anybody could change, anybody could, like, better themselves or switch their content or whatever. Like, it don't define you. Like, all the shit that he done. And that's why, I mean, I feel like this video is just shitting on Jake Paul.
Well, not really. He's just telling his story. Because that's for real what happened online.
Okay, yeah, so he's truth telling.
Yeah. I don't think he's shitting on him. He's just telling his story.
Yeah.
With KSI's younger brother Deji and a Shane Dawson documentary to set his fate and put him on his new journey as a boxer. It was like it was perfect because he could make a lot of money. Because
I know that you don't know about those documentaries, but like, so you can know, like, being in one of those documentaries back then was like you literally could either make your image way worse or like redeem your whole persona on the internet if you were on one of Shane Dawson's documentary, because he was considered like the OG of YouTube. And he had the series that, like, you know, he started this trend where he would like go to famous influencers that had big drama and go deep diving in that story. And sometimes that used to work to for the influencers to really explain their side of the story, and, you know, people used to be like, you know, giving them second chances because of that.
Right.
So they try to do that with them in the Shane Dawson series.
People wanted to see him lose. He could spend time outside of the spotlight, and he was always kind of a wild card, so fighting wasn't too far out of his element. From here, he would do his thing for the next year content-wise, but also keep training for his next influencer fight against Anisan Gibb in January of 2020, where he would show quite the chops by knocking him out in the very first rounds of the fight.
Oh, he's down again! And down he is
when they started boxing, I could
And you have to
not
keep
take
in
them
mind that
serious
Gib
as
was someone who had
boxers.
trained his entire life in boxing. So when Jake beat him so easily, his confidence for the sport skyrocketed, and he realized he had some good power behind his punch. To me, this is when he decides to go full force into the boxing lifestyle and essentially give up any sort of YouTube gimmick that he still had going on.
There's a huge lane for celebrities or whatever you want to call us to make a lot of fucking noise. That's why I want to be the best actual technical skilled influencer boxer, because I see how big this is becoming.
And in November of 2020, he would fight ex-NBA player Nate Robinson and absolutely flatline him with a brutal knockout. This is...
Have you do you know about the trend of the YouTubers boxings, right? So do you think they were the ones that started it?
I don't know who. No.
Why is Blaze up so early?
Damn. All right, come on, let's finish this.
All right.
This side, man.
Oh, sure.
This is when the boxing community really started taking notice of Jake Paul's abilities for the good and the bad, and Jake started to realize he could make a lot of money doing this because there was an equal amount of, if not more, people who wanted to see him get knocked out as who wanted to see him win. And when you have that situation with a boxer, that is really a recipe for high pay-per-view sales. And the main criticism after this match would be that he needed to fight a real boxer and not someone with no experience who was essentially rushing him like a bull. So then he would set up a fight with retired UFC fighter Ben Askren, who was completely out of shape. He would make very short work of him as well, bouncing his head off the canvas only 2 minutes into the fight. Now after this match, all the detractors said that Ben basically took a dive, and that he didn't train for 1 minute for this fight, and that he was essentially there to collect a bag and move on with his life. He was also never known for his striking ability, and only thrived in the UFC for so long because of his elite grappling. Jake would then search for his next opponent in the form of another retired UFC fighter, Tyron Woodley, who many considered a huge step up from the likes of Ben Askren or any retired basketball player.
Yeah, I see him, like he got a big booty, like that's part of the reason I wanted to fight him. He's thick. Like he's super thick. I wanted to grip them cheeks low-key when I first saw them.
See?
Yes, Woodley was old and...
See, that's the thing. These dudes, they just get in the ring and they like you could tell Jake is actually taking this craft serious, bro. When it comes to the boxing, like you cannot just get in the ring with nobody and think that, oh, I street fight, so I could just get in the ring. Hell no. Like me personally, I'm not getting in the ring with nobody unless unless I'm training. Like I'm never gonna take that shit for a joke. Some of these niggas get in there just for a bag. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not about to humiliate myself. I'm going out there. I need to be training. I need at least 8 weeks of training, hard training, sparring, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, like getting that work in. Some of these dudes just, oh, he's a YouTuber, he's this. Yeah, and that's why you was kissing the canvas every time. Like, you gotta take that shit serious, bro. Ain't no games about it.
way past his fighting prime, but at least he was a UFC champion who was known for his elite striking abilities. Him and Woodley would take it all the way to the finish, and while Jake had a scary moment where the ropes seemed to quite literally save his career, he would eventually win by decision. So we would see here the first fight where he had to go the distance and show some real boxing prowess. A mere 4 months later, the two would run it back after Tommy Fury backed out at the last minute.
Like Tommy Fury, who's considered a professional boxer, gets sick, breaks a rib, and doesn't want to fight. I fought sick, I fought hurt. You gotta go in there and get the job done.
He would accomplish his greatest boxing feat yet by knocking Woodley out cold.
Ooh.
From here is...
Ooh. That's experience, bro. That take experience. First of all, he was loading up with the right hand. You could see that shit coming, but Woodley I don't know what his boxing experience is, but like that was just crazy. Like how your left hand go down like that. You gotta keep your hand, especially with a puncher like Jake, bro. He got power behind his punches. That's crazy.
Gets sick. Breaks a rib.
Let me go back and look at
decision.
That was
so we would
crazy.
see here the first fight where he had to go the distance and show some real boxing prowess. A mere 4 months later, the two would run it back after Tommy Fury backed out at the last minute.
Like Tommy Fury, who's considered a professional boxer.
Watch how he started loading up with his right hand.
Doesn't want to fight. I fought sick. I fought hurt.
And Woodley just keeping his hand down.
He would accomplish his greatest boxing feat yet by knocking Woodley out cold. From here, his confidence would skyrocket into the stratosphere as he started calling out everyone from Nate Diaz to Conor McGregor and even Canelo.
Look at the year I just had. Unprecedented. One of the most valuable boxers in this sport. 4 fights, 4 massive pay-per-views in 13 months.
His name was on fire out here in these boxing streets. He was winning and making tens of millions of dollars every single time he fought, and also pouring gasoline on the fire that he, his brother, and KSI created when they started this whole influencer boxing genre. For his next fight, Jake would settle on a very old Anderson Silva, with him once again.
If you want, put the mouse over there.
Oh, snap. Yo, I'm looking at Jamari's comments. This is just a side comment. Forgive me for falling off track a little bit, but somebody said, sounds like you're feeling better, brother. I wish you well. That's true fans, bro. They know this.
Oh yeah,
they know he's sick. Like,
he was sick.
Wow, love the consistency and the quality of your content, man. Keep it up. Wow, that's powerful, bro. All right, I'm off back to the.
What happened, Blaze?
He went out. Okay.
And winning by the way of decision. And still the main criticism against Jake was that he was only fighting people who weren't actually boxers and who were way outside of their prime. His answer to these claims would be to finally fight Tommy Fury in February of 2023. A fight that was supposed to occur for the last year, but kept getting delayed due to concerns from Fury's camp. With Tommy being 4 years younger and a bloodline professional boxer of one of the greatest of all time, this would be the true test for Jake Paul to see if he was actually ready to start fighting for real.
He's gonna get knocked out by a Disney star. That's same, plain and simple. That's it. End of story. You'll see, bro.
In the end, Jake would talk a big game, but eventually get outclassed in the ring, as Fury would work him for 8 rounds straight, taking the decision.
This to me is a world title fight. I trained so hard for this. This was my destiny. This was my fate.
This left many onlookers wondering where Jake Paul would go from here.
He gonna keep fighting.
A humbling experience. I'll take it on the chin. Get back in the gym,
yes.
And we can run it back because
good sportsmanship.
An amazing show for the
good
fans
sportsmanship.
Exactly.
I just feel like until he actually gets knocked out in the ring,
I'll be confused. We have a whole setup here. Anyway, not even that. I don't think there could ever be an end to the Paul brothers, honestly, because they have proven themselves that they're able to reinvent themselves over and over. Like, they went through from Vine to YouTube to podcasts to boxing to fucking investing in whatever else. Like, they gonna keep just doing different shit.
Listen, I like, one reason why I like Jake Paul, man, is no D-Rod and none of that, but like, I just like how his demeanor, like how determined he is. Like, I'm not just a YouTube boxer. Like, he's so determined to let the world know and show the world that
he really took it serious.
He's taking it serious. So that's why I don't think, like, even Tank say he a clown and this, that, and the third, but I don't look at it. I mean, I get it. A real boxer gotta go through, you know, trying to get into the Olympics or going pro and doing it the real. But that was your choice. You chose to be a boxer, a real boxer. Mm-hmm. He just found love in the sport. Now, it's not necessarily.
Why can't he be a real boxer? Because he didn't do it like everybody else.
I mean, because the struggle is different.
It's different.
You know, guys done went through the amateurs they whole entire lives. They done had over 200 fights. They done went through
to get big fights.
To finally get big fights and make money that they do. And the YouTubers come in and they make more money.
Just because they already established.
If not the same as an actual boxer. So I get that portion of it, but at the same time, it's like, if a lane is open for somebody to be successful and they, you know, they want to be a boxer or they want to get into any type of sport, basketball, if they start off having YouTube basketball teams, and I was the first one to say it, if they don't already have that, but if they start having YouTube basketball teams and different things like that, man, like, why not? Mm-hmm. They done built their lane in the YouTube ring, and then now they boxing other YouTubers. Now, to say they not getting in the room with actual boxers and dudes that, of course not, because experience level is way different. You gonna get killed. But I mean, as you can see, I don't know if Tommy Fury's a real boxer or what, but his skill level didn't look like. His skill level was okay. He didn't look like I don't know if he'd been boxing his whole life. Like, it didn't look like that to me. But I don't know. Let's finish the video. We've been dragging it a little bit. We're gonna finish the video right now though.
It's not really over. And I know boxing purists might hate him, but it is great entertainment, and he's given some legitimate boxers a great chance to be seen on his card. After the fight, he did continue his usual trolling antics, saying that he only lost because he had a wet dream the night before the fight.
Stored in your legs, and it has something to do with like the neurological connection of like you did exactly what you were put on this earth to do, so you become like relaxed, and oxytocin goes through your body. And
either way, it will be interesting to see where he takes his career from here. I definitely think another match against Tommy Fury will be in the works. But y'all let me know what you guys think about Jake Paul and his boxing career. Do you think it will all come to an end very soon? Do you feel like me and think he actually has to get knocked out before this boxing thing is completely finished? As always, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. Y'all make sure you check out the sponsor of today's video, Raycon. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other boxing influencers out here need to be covered. So I'm out.
Shout out to JAMARI. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. He got bangers, a lot of good videos, a lot of good content. Now, as for, did you just give him that food, or that's old?
That's the
yeah. As far as the content went with Jake Paul got he got nuts, man. He got beat by supposedly real boxer or whatever like that, and he even said right there we can run it back. So I don't look at him as being soft. I don't look at him as being like he took an L, and he said he took it on the chin, and that's what it was. So I respect Jake Paul for that. That's my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cut it.